Hello, my name is SaulApeMan, and this is my review of the new Warcraft 3 Reforged patch version 1.36. I will focus mostly on balance because it's the most important part. After a lot of feedback from the Warcraft 3 community, Blizzard finally nerfed immolation by reducing its damage by 1 point on every level. I think the biggest impact for that was feedback from Grabby that said this.
Wow, immolation is insanely strong. What the fuck? Immolation is so broken. Holy shit, even someone like him can get some kills. That is insane, dude. That is insane.
As you can see, the man took a break from Dota 2 to enjoy his beloved Warcraft 3 game. And because of heavy imbalance, was very disappointed, and it changed him so much that he's stuck now on Binet. So I hope that this change will bring Grabby back to high level play. Next, another change for Nidals. Sentinel Research is this vision that an Huntress can give you, and even it's cheaper. With Huntress you need to attack, you need to be aggressive because it's easy to counter Huntresses late game. So you are already in your opponent phase, so scouting with them is not really a big thing. And of course they are good versus invisible units, so in the Night Elf Mirror, that I don't know anything about, it is a good change for the Night Elf Mirror. And the creme de la creme of this patch, Arcan Tower feedback, was increased from 12 to 16, and this feedback means that it's the mana drain ability of the tower. So basically, Arcan Tower drains mana a little bit faster, harassing heroes. And the only heroes that goes very deep into human base, suction, even though there is an Arcan Tower there, was the Demon Hunter. And now, so this Arcan Tower feedback change is only addressing human versus Night Elf. Because versus other racers, like Arcan Tower does not hit other heroes. Of course, on very low level of the gameplay, someone can tank with, let's say, Farseer and get stuck in human base and die. But on like higher level, on pro level, like if Farseer is harassing your peasants, he's just sending wolves over and over to your peon line. The same in Human Mirror, you Archmage will summon Elemental, send him with Footman to your peon line. And there is no buff for Arcan Tower for that scenario. So it's a nice change to address Human versus Night Elf, Demon Hunter harass, but it's a very small buff. So do not get excited, human players, sadly. And talking about human players, they got hit by a huge nerf. 5% damage on knights, because Surrending Blades is an upgrade that knights get for free, let's say. And it's only a damage buff versus medium armor units like Fiends, Headhunters, Riflemen, or Archers. So it's addressing late game human versus undead, and I think in solo, and I think it's a mistake because like Blizzard thought, okay, we are buffing Arcan Tower, and human versus undead late game is kinda even, so we'll decrease a little bit the damage of knights versus fiends, but this Arcan Tower feedback buff is not helping versus undead early game that much, and I think it's making human versus undead worse, and I think it's a bad change. Okay, big nerf to headhunters. They have 25 less hit points, and in the early game you can still creep with headhunters because you are tanking with wolves. So early game is okay, but late game this nerf is kinda big because in the early game your opponent has more damage, has more powerful spells, so for example club from the MK, shockwave in Orc Mirror, stuff like that. Your headhunters will be very fragile late game, and I'm not even talking about 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, because in those game modes headhunters will be much worse AoE spells. So in the like 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, of course, Orc has access to other strategies, mostly laming. So like, okay, they will switch their strategy, but in solo, I don't know if it's a very important change. People are suggesting maybe increase gold cost a little bit, stuff like that. That is a kind of big change, big change for Orc players, and yeah. After the Grand buff, no one really played them here. And now because of the items change that I will describe later, Blade Master is weaker. Pulverized buff. But yeah, this is an upgrade for Taurens that they deal more AoE damage when they like hit the ground with their totem. And yeah, this like in my opinion, if they reduce this number to 0, okay, so this upgrade was like cost only gold, I think that no one will play it either way. So it's like a joke basically. Because to get to the Taurens late game is like what? Solo? And now very interesting two changes to Undead. Is both of them are addressing cannibalization, and actually cannibalization has a very big potential in my own opinion, because for now, if you open with Lich Ghouls, Decay Ghouls, and Redlord Ghouls, you can open ghouls with every undead hero. You can fast expo, stuff like that, and usually when your ghoul is hurt, you have to switch him with the healthy ghoul from your wood line, and it takes some time. You lose lumber because of that. But now you don't need to switch the ghouls like that. You can just devour corpses on the ground. And also creeping with ghouls gets stronger because you can tank. It's a new interesting like mechanic in creeping that you can tank with not hero unit, with kinda low HP unit, but that regenerating HP quickly. And like creeping comes with only ghouls without hero when your hero is like harassing, and creep comes around your base with only ghouls, get stronger as well, because maybe you can creep the same camp with one less ghoul, because then you can tank one ghoul. So yeah, we need to see how it will play out, but yeah, it's a very interesting change, and it's a big buff for this particular ghoul opener. Let's talk about the items now, and I prepared something special for you, an exclusive content. This beautiful summary of all item changes. Let's start with permanent items. The items that you need to carry with you and you can't use them. On the level 1, we have two changes. There is one completely new item on the right called Ring of Superiority. It is like half circle that gives you +1 to every stat. And also, we have Ring of Protection +3. You know this item, but previously this item was in permanent item level 2 category, the drop table. And it has been moved to the category 1, so it's cheaper, it's a little bit easier to find, because it drops on weaker creeps. Now in the level 2, we have nerf to the clothes. It's a strong nerf, because like those clothes are not really that impressive, and it's influencing build orders and strategies that are focusing on making a strong Dota-like hero. For example, Blade Master. Blade Master needs clothes to benefit strongly from his crit ability, because it calculates his total damage. And now the Blade Master strategy is weaker because of that. Also, Undead, the Lich, is like a huge damage dealer, stuff like that. And we have one new item in this category, is the Ring of Protection +4, that also has been moved from like a higher level drop table. In level 3 drop table, we have 3 changes. The circlet on the top right has been moved, has been nerfed, because now you cannot any longer find it in the level 3 category, it's in level 3 category now. So it's much harder to find. It was a strong item, so okay, but the +9 clothes was nerfed as well, and they give you just +8 damage. And we have the most powerful ring of all, Ring of Protection +5, that it was like in super high, like level 6 drop rate category, because like you didn't even see this item in solo anymore, because there was no powerful enough creep spots to drop this item. But now you can get it in solo, and it's quite funny to see this item there. And last but not least, in the level 4 category, we have completely new item. And Ring of Superiority was like half circlet, and this item is 1.5 circlet. It means that it gives +3 to all of your stats, and it's called Ring of the Arc Magic. So I don't know what to think about it. Maybe in the new patch they will add a ring like 2 times circlet to level 5 drop table, so it will be like weaker Crown of Kings. We will see. But yeah, this is a nice item, gives you +9 in total, so why not? In the consumables, or you can call it charged items category, there were some changes as well. The biggest of them is, of course, the removal, straight removal of lightning shield. And I have mixed feelings about that, because of course it was a very strong item, but it also required some skill to use, because in some situations you can creep with it, because lightning shield that was casted by you, it gives you the experience, so you can creep with it without any problems. But for harassing economy was a problem, I guess, because if you played versus like if you played the strategy that was planned about harassing your economy, if that player have found the lightning shield was a huge buff for him, so it like reduces RNG. But my point about that is this level 2 charge category looks kinda sad, to be honest, because the Wand of Illusion was nerfed as well. You have only 2 charges, and 2 other items are also not very impressive, so maybe in the next patch they can move some item there. And the last changes are nerfs to mana items, basically, because mana is strong, and they decided to nerf their mana items. So Big Mana Potion, Wand of Mana Steel, and Mana Stone were nerfed by some percentage. One more thing about the rings especially is that in some strategies, like Pala Rifle, that you can see right now on your screen, you actually don't need damage items on your heroes. Because in this particular strategy, the Bloodmage job is only to drain mana from the opponent and feed mana to the paladin. And paladin attack is like not very important because you mostly try to heal the weak units, and you try to like have a paladin in position that is impossible to focus by your opponent. So like in this particular strategy, having rings on your heroes is like a good thing. And as well, remember that you can, if you have like 2 rings, you can ring of protection. You can split them between your heroes, or even give 2 to hero with a small amount of natural armor, because this hero has only 2 natural armor and paladin has 5. But of course, you need to take to your consideration the HP, total HP of your hero, because like +1 armor is like, if I remember correctly, 6% of total HP bonus. So the more HP the hero has, the better the armor works on him or her. So yes, that would be all, guys. Thank you for the tuning in to my first video, and later on this channel I will try to show you how to play para rifle, because I think in this particular patch having mana draining blood mage in front of your army with like 3 rings and plus 12 armor can be quite a funny strategy. So I'm kinda almost excited to play in this patch, and see you guys later. That was SaulApeMan first video. Bye bye.